Okay, Mauricio, this is actually our fourth tape. But I got going and talked way too long, and then you told me that YouTube, these people have time limits. You can't just get on and talk forever. So we'll do a short one. And the first one is it's gonna be split up into a couple. But as I was telling you, under Medicare, they'll give you a wheelchair every 5 years. And I got into this hassle because this wheelchair that I'm sitting in, that's fallen apart, and is not what I really need, but it's old and it served me for a long time. And it was the company had insurance that bought this anyway. But then when I got hurt in January, I actually bounced out of the waterbed onto my left foot, which is my bad foot, and I went down like this, crunch, and I figured I'd broken my ankle. It hurt so bad. And for somebody who has a foot with no feeling in it, it hurt so bad. Because, I got so much wrong. It's got neuropathy, which means I can't feel it. I don't have normal feeling. But it's telling me all the time that it hurts. So you learn to ignore that it's telling you that it's hurt. And it's got swelling. It's got osteoporosis. It's got a corrected club foot. It's got deformities. It's got bad coloring. And it's like, but I have learned to just ignore it and walk on it. But, oh, it hurt when I jumped out of... See, and I've learned with the waterbed, you just kind of, you don't fight your way to the side. You just give it a little kick, and the wave goes, and then when it comes back, you catch the wave, and you surf out of bed. It just pops you out. But I landed wrong on that foot with my weight and the push from the waterbed helping me get out of bed. That's another thing that's kept me alive all these years, is getting in and out of the waterbed. That'll keep you breathing. But oh, it hurt. And it turned out that not only do I have compression fractures and arthritis, and it's like you got to go to the doctor and say, I can't just go down to the emergency room. There's so much wrong with the foot. They were willing to give up on it when I was 20. You got to find a doctor who can say, what's the new damage? Why is it hurting so bad now? Why is it blue and purple and black? And so I got to the orthopedic guy, and it's like, it's going to take 6 or 8 weeks for a compression fractures. It just crunched to heal. But then it started seeming there was something called peripheral vascular disease, which means the blood was going down, but it's not coming back up. So the foot would swell, turn really nasty colors, and if you just don't deal with it, you can get gangrene, or you can get a blood clot that kills you by going to your heart or your brain or something. So they told me to... but we discovered if I keep it up, so I need a wheelchair that will hold the foot up. And we looked at it a bit ago. 2 hours ago, it was pink. See, and it is getting better. They said it wouldn't get better either. But what I need to do is I need to get off of it. Because once it starts turning colors, I'm asking for trouble. But what I was really asking for was a wheelchair from Medicare that would hold the foot up. Except the medical supply company jumped in and ordered one in the first part, before we knew that there were 2 things wrong with the foot, and that I have to deal with my other problems. See, I need a wheelchair that won't mess with my back, will help me sit up straight, won't give me bed sores. I mean, there's a lot of issues with a wheelchair. But now I need one that holds the foot up. So they brought one out here that not only doesn't even deal with that issue, but the footrest is so small. See, this footrest, if I get out of control, boom, and run into the dresser, it hits the footrest, not my feet. For a bad driver who can't see over her tummy or feel what her feet doing, you got to have a footrest that protects your feet. They brought me along with a little tiny that you have to be able to put your foot in precisely the right foot and knows that it stayed there and that it didn't slip into the wheels. And they brought me this little tiny thing that has cutouts on both sides with the wheels. So that thing would feed my feet into the wheels within 3 days. I already have little scars on my ankle from, when I go to climb into the wheelchair, see down here, and I drag my foot across the wheels and stuff. There's scars on the inside of this ankle just from scratching it. And I know that if I used the wheelchair that the medical supply company brought me, it would feed my feet into the wheels and there would be no end of trouble. And so what I have to do is find a way to get back to go lay down. But because they brought me that one, Medicare won't give me another wheelchair for 5 years, unless these people were to take this back, which they absolutely refuse to do, or if they could get a waiver of the Medicaid rules to immediately bring me another one. Guess what? They filed the paperwork for the waiver when I was just laying down and not up at all, and kind of scared and medicated, and I didn't have my fight back. But then I'm thinking about it. It's like, I've been running Handi van for 25 years. People don't give up over a foot. And I watched Larry Miller here. He was the guy that owned the jazz team, and he did die over what happened with his feet and diabetes. And so I'm going, okay, you don't give up over a foot, but you don't let your feet kill you. And I got plenty to say about the medical system in America.
Part 2. 7 minutes.
Okay, so here's what I end up doing, is I have to go over here, and my house isn't good for me anymore. Because see, I got stuff all over my bed. See what I want to do when I get enough money. If I get enough money, I want to put a big screen TV up there. Take the mirror down. Because another thing that I've been doing, because when I got the bed sore, I got a bed sore, and I just barely got over it because I was laying in bed too much because I couldn't be up with the foot. And then I had to not only be in bed, but I had to be laying on my stomach. And I laid on my stomach so much, I practically came through my elbows because I didn't want to just lay on my face. So I'm reading, I'm talking on the phone, I'm doing stuff, I'm laying in bed. I just barely got over that bed sore, and it made me weak. And I have to get up, I have to change everything. See now, and I've got to get this, and so my back is curved, and I got scoliosis, and I just spent September, October, and now into November, half of November, laying in bed, but I was bending the wrong way. Now I got to get the TV and try to bend back straighter again. So I gotta do physical therapy. I need replacement body parts that don't exist. But if I'm 5 minutes ahead of my time and I've been asking for replacement body parts for 50 years, why can't we straighten this body of mine out? Because then I could breathe and I could walk.
All right.